What's up everybody, how's it going? It's Burke, aka Dansway here, and what you're about to watch is the final action from this Rise of the Tomb Raider playlist. So we've completed the game, we've done the Baba Yaga DLC, and now it's time to check out Croft Manor. So this is very much a story heavy one. At first, like when I first saw this, I thought maybe it's like some kind of weird, like zombies are broken into the Croft Manor and you have to kill them type thing. But no, it is very much to do with the story. There's going to be a lot of listening to documents and that kind of thing. So if you want to learn more about Lara's story, her family story, their history, that kind of thing, this will hopefully be an interesting DLC for you guys. So let's check it out. So we've got the expedition thing here, but I'm more concerned with blood ties. The expedition is not all that interesting. That's the more kind of zombified thing. I'll see if I want to do that or not. It's not that great, honestly. Blood ties is more important at this point.
Final notice to Lara Croft, a current tenant of premises. This is to serve as your final notice for the purposes of terminating your ownership of Croft Manor. You are required to immediately vacate and surrender possession of said manor to Atlas de Mornay, executor of estates.
Lara, it is unfortunate that you have forced my hand in this matter, but so be it. As you know, your parents appointed me executor of the estate in the event of their absence. Since your mother disappeared, her death was never technically declared. And given the circumstances surrounding your father's death, it's no surprise that he never drafted a formal last will and testament to account for this circumstance. Unfortunately, you have no legal claims to the estate. I'm willing to negotiate a modest monthly stipend from your trust, but only if you leave the manor by week's end. Don't fight me on this, Lara. Your mother wouldn't want that. Sincerely, Atlas.
There has to be a will or some kind of evidence of what happened to Mum in the manor somewhere. Dad's safe.
Okay, so welcome to the Croft Manor. So the premise behind this is we've got this dodgy Uncle Atlas. Atlas is always dodgy in video games. You should know that. And he obviously wants to get his hands on this massive estate. I don't blame him, but it's going to come at the expense of Lara being able to have a stake in it. So the thing that I don't know is the stuff that's going to be shared in here about like Lara's mother, what happened to her, their history, all that kind of stuff. Is this stuff that like hardcore Tomb Raider fans already knew, or was there a lot of new information that's presented in this game? That's one thing I'm not too sure about. But because I was never a massive Lara Croft fan anyway until the reboots. I mean, obviously I played like the really old games and stuff, but in more recent times I never really got into it that much. So for me, this was all new information. So let's get straight into it and see if Lara's father did leave a will of some kind. Because I mean, he knew that Trinity was after him, so maybe it would have been a good idea, no?
Needs a combination. It's got to be in Dad's papers somewhere. Maybe in the library.
Okay. There's a lot of stuff to check out, so this is more of a kind of just a walking and investigating type DLC.
My birthday crown. I was so proud of that thing. That's my handwriting. My penmanship was pretty good.
Is she being sarcastic there? It just seems like just standard handwriting to me. There's no dot on the I either, so maybe she's just being sarcastic. I don't know.
Dad's map of the forgotten cities of northern Syria. He was closer than he knew to finding the Prophet's tomb.
So this likely takes place after the end of the main story's events. Okay, I've got something in here.
Dad's book about immortality myths might be useful in my research.
Now, there's going to be a lot of, I think, useless stuff here as well that's not going to further the story. But there's a total of 54 relics and 40 documents. So I'm probably not going to get all of them. I'll just get whichever ones I stumble across. and whichever ones are needed to complete the story, because that's a total of 100, and it's going to take like 3 or 4 hours, and that's kind of a bit needless, I think, especially from a viewer standpoint.
I finally introduced Richard to the family. It went precisely how I imagined. I see but polite grace from mother, indifference and disinterest from father, and thinly veiled contempt from Atlas. Of course they don't approve. To them, Lord Croft is the man who took away their beloved daughter and ruined her long-standing engagement, though I was never going to marry that repugnant Earl of Farringdon anyway. One might think they would be happy that I was being courted by a genuine lord of the realm. It just happens to be Richard Croft. In their eyes, the man who single-handedly ruined a once great family. But there's nothing to be done now. Watching how Richard dealt with their subtle insults and disrespect. Such grace and calm. I know he did it for me. I think I'm falling in love with this man. It will break my mother's heart, but I cannot live the life she imagined for me. My time with Richard has only made this clearer.
It must have been hard for Mum to go against her family's wishes. I'm glad she did.
Are you sure, Laura? Wouldn't you prefer your dad to be, you know, the Earl of Farringdon or whatever, and probably still be alive?
One of Dad's Yoruba masks. A gift from a friend he met on an expedition in Nigeria.
Richard Croft was that dude, man, back in the day.
A picture with Dad and Anna.
Oh.
Never liked wearing dresses, but the colour was nice.
Anna's been around for a while then. I mean, Laura's pretty young there, so... How long after her mother's death did Anna come around, I wonder?
This is probably my grandfather, Benjamin.
It must be crazy to have a family like this, man, seriously. We get excited when we find, like, photos of our grandparents in their youth.
Well, this is a hell of a thing. I met someone tonight quite unexpectedly. But it shouldn't have been, it seems. I've been so buried in my work, so distracted by my latest revelations, I never bothered to notice my surroundings. But there she was, sitting at my table in the library. Her name is Amelia. And apparently she's been studying right next to me. Art history, of all things. I shared some of my research against my better judgment, but I wanted to see how she would respond. And she did not disappoint. I felt as if I was suddenly engaged in a mental game of chess, moving and counter-moving in argument. At one point, that poor old librarian had to shush us as if we were children. I feel so foolish for not having noticed her earlier. She's a brilliant woman who's challenged my ideas for the first time in memory. In truth, I don't know if she's feeling as exhilarated as I am right now, but I dare say our conversation was mutually stimulating. For the first time in a long time, I find myself thinking about something else besides my research. I hope she returns for another round tomorrow.
Just like Dad to argue mythology as a way to flirt.
My parents made a good team, challenging each other from the start.
Pair of art history nerds. I guess sometimes opposites attract, but not in this case. There are peas in a pod.
Dad would have liked me to go to Oxford, but I insisted on UCL. Yep, looks real. Roth once offered to forge me a fake diploma to show Dad.
I remember I applied to UCL to study economics there. I didn't get in. Bastards. I had the predicted grades for it, but you know, lots of other factors come into play. No one from my school went to UCL. It's a pretty good uni if you guys don't know about it. It's one of the best in the UK. Obviously it's not an Oxford or Cambridge, but still like one of the elite unis anyway, if you're studying something good.
This is the map I made for my first expedition with Dad. It shows a path to the library through the servants' passages.
Ah, okay. Right. Shows a path to the library through the servants' passages. Okay. It's going to be in between what? Like columns or doors? We'll figure it out.
Wait, I can get to the library through the old servants' corridor. The door to the library. Dad's artifacts from the Nile Valley. I always loved looking at these. Dad became interested in immortality myths after his expeditions to Egypt.
So you Yevon in the middle. Okay, I could go this way, but I'm pretty sure we're going to be wandering around the whole house anyway, so considering this is the place to go right now, let's just go with it. Find a flashlight. Oh.
Too dark. Going to need a flashlight.
Fine. Onwards we go.
Hi, Dad. I've been thinking about Mum lately.
Wait a... Come on, why doesn't that say mum with an English spelling? Why is it mom? The hell, man?
I knew more about her. How did you meet? What was she like? Winston told me that she was a brilliant artist. Are some of her paintings locked up in the West Wing? And I guess I just want to know, did she love me, Dad? Did she ever say that she did? Maybe I'm just being silly, but will you tell me more about her the next time I'm home from school?
Yeah, she really doesn't seem to remember her mum almost at all. But Winston is like, I apologise if you're called Winston, or if you know, someone that you really like is called Winston. But Winston just seems like such a butler name. It's like the most butler name ever. I mean, if I was like writing a script and I had to think of a name for a butler, I think Winston would be quite high up on the list. I don't know why.
Lara, I've reviewed the report from your therapist. I have to say I was surprised to see a clean
What
bill
an
of
arsehole.
health. I somehow doubt you've so easily abandoned your irrational claims. Indeed, where have you been the past few weeks? My secretary discovered that you booked a flight to Turkey on the 20th. You can't have been simply sightseeing, as your customs claims suggest. I know you're up to something, and I'll be damned if I let you use the Croft assets to indulge the same obsession that led to my sister's death. It's not too late to relinquish your claims on the Manor voluntarily. If you refuse, I will find a way to cut you off. Sincerely, Atlas.
Okay. Atlas is an arsehole, but I guess if you try and think about it from his perspective, I don't think he ever liked Richard anyway, and then this Richard dude comes along, he's like this crazy expedition guy, you know, using his family's assets to go on these wild adventures, and, you know, making all these crazy claims and that kind of thing. And as a result, his sister dies from this. So, you know, I don't think he's going to have a lot of love for Richard, and he definitely doesn't want Lara going the same way. Great. Okay. So yeah, there's a lot of like empty stuff like this as well, unfortunately, but I honestly don't remember what's important and what's not, so I've just got to keep going.
Well, hello there, Sir Lancelot. Don't worry, you won't be boring your sword this time.
I swear it's Sir Lancelot. Again, sometimes I get caught up with these pronunciation things. I always thought English people pronounced it as Lancelot, that's how I remember.
The Grand Hall. Always loved playing in here as a kid. This will be one of the first things to fix.
Wow. This is an amazing hall. I mean, imagine this place in its heyday. The only thing is it just doesn't feel like a home to me, because I just live in like a normal house. This just seems like a museum or something. It doesn't seem like a home. What's that?
A phoenix figurine. Yep. I bet this appealed to Dad's idea of immortality, of...
Yeah, whatever. Rising out of the flames like a phoenix. But especially playing on PC, the house looks especially impressive. Now, where is that flashlight? Can I open this? I bet I need some equipment or something. Yeah. Master key.
This belongs to Anna. Most of her belongings are in the guest house. What was she doing in here?
Stop smoking, love Richard.
Someone has a sense of humor.
See, Croft was the man, I'm telling you. He's this awesome guy that did like research on interesting stuff, went on all these adventures, had a sense of humor. He was loaded. I mean, what more could you want?
Lara, you know the West Wing is off limits.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to see...
We've been through this.
Was Mum's room in here?
Just stay out of there, darling.
Dad was always so protective of the West Wing.
Well, not much he can do now. Damn it, there is something he can do.
Locked. Need a key to
Stupid
open
master
this.
key. Okay. Looks like I need to head down to find this flashlight. House is so freaking big. It has so many corridors and so many rooms that it does take a while to explore. But I think it's a really unique way to learn about the history of a family. It's pretty nice.
Another one of Dad's immortality artifacts. I think Roth bought this for him from a trader in Greece.
Lara, since your return from your expedition to Yamatai, I've grown increasingly alarmed at your erratic behavior. I can only assume you suffered some kind of psychological trauma and are only acting out as a call for help. I want you to know that I hear you, loud and clear. Anna and I agree that it's time for you to be evaluated by a professional. I took the liberty of arranging an introduction to a highly qualified colleague of mine. You should be receiving the details in the post soon. I want to impress upon you the importance of this, Lara. As executor of the estate, it is my duty to see that it is left in capable hands. And if I may be blunt, you're acting like your father when he was at his worst. He nearly lost the manor himself in those days. I'd hate for you to repeat his mistakes. I encourage you to embrace the help I'm offering. Sincerely, your uncle.
Yeah, my uncle's first attempt at trying to cut me off on the manor. It backfired though. I wasn't as crazy as he believed.
Hey Jonah, sorry for not getting back to you sooner. I've decided to do some research at the manor. A lot has happened and I need some time to think about what I want to do next. This old place is filled with memories and secrets. Uncle Atlas has tried to keep me out of here for so long I don't even know if I want to keep it. But after everything that's happened, maybe I can find out what it still means to me. If it's worth fighting him for, I'll let you know how things worked out when I'm back in London.
Oh, so is this actually the window between Syria and the main events of the game? I think it might be. This is going to need a key, surely. No? Okay.
Got to remember to pack this for my next trip.
What is that? I'm not understanding what this is. It looks like a lens here, but it doesn't. There's nothing on there, so unless it's a flashlight. That's a weird looking flashlight. I don't remember it looking like that last time.
Should be able to explore the dark now.
Okay. Might as well finish up everything else that's in here before we move on to the servant's passage. This is Uncle Timothy from 1647.
Not sure. I really need to brush up on my ancestors one of these days.
It's nice to know your family history. I mean, for me, like, I think after my great-grandparents, I don't really know anything. Doesn't really go much further back than that for us. There's no room.
What are you doing sitting there on the floor, Mistress Lara?
Looking at the compass, thinking.
What about, if I may inquire?
Just thinking about discovering faraway places, about finding adventure.
I'm sure you will, my lady. You've the soul of an explorer. But don't grow up too fast.
The offer came in the post last week, and I still haven't told Richard. He flew ahead to Tibet, where I will meet him shortly. I never told him I was submitting my work. Never thought there was a chance of being accepted. Oh, but a gallery tour is not something I can pass up. The show will take me away from England for over a year. I'll begin in New York and travel across the United States and, oh, God, I'm giddy even writing these words. When Richard and I were married, I was prepared to relegate my painting to a hobby. But it was Richard who objected, who gave me my atelier and studio. Without that support, I might still be painting boring landscapes.
Landscapes.
Now I can't shake the foolish sensation that leaving would be a betrayal. He will laugh at that and insist I accept, even though I know it will break his heart to be apart. He never once asked me to sacrifice any part of my life for his. I have, of course, in 1,000 small ways over the years, but he would never ask. The discussion can wait, and I will join him in Tibet. I won't cast a shadow over his find. I will be by his side in his triumph, as I know he will stand by my side, in time.
Yeah, they seem like they had it figured out, man. Richard giving Amelia the freedom to pursue her dreams and that kind of thing. It's always a healthy thing in a relationship. I mean, it seems like if something didn't happen to Amelia, then they seem like they would have remained together for the long run, but fate, I guess. I honestly forget if we find out exactly what happened to Amelia, but I guess we'll find out together, because honestly, I don't remember. Alright, let's go. Honestly though, I mentioned the whole, it'd be cool if this place, I mentioned the whole zombie thing. It would be kind of cool if they had a version of this where you got to be in the house and the house is attacked by zombies and you had to face waves. Because there's so many little places to go and stuff. It would be kind of cool and claustrophobic.
Amelia, the news has reached Mother. She knows that you broke off your engagement with the Earl of Farringdon. She is beside herself with worry. But, for the moment, she's controlling the narrative. As far as anyone knows, you're just having innocent second thoughts. But the moment your affair with Lord Croft goes public, it will be too late. Our name will be as ruined as this man you've chosen to bed. Don't you see that you're being selfish, Amelia? Please, consider your family. You're a de Mornay. Everything you do has a greater effect on us all. I'm coming down to London soon. Don't do anything rash until we have a chance to talk.
I mean, these guys sound like a very rich and influential family as well. So why does Atlas care so much? I guess it's still money, man. I'm sure this estate is worth a ton. So I guess even though they're probably rich anyway, there's no harm in being even more rich and getting one over on Richard by taking his manor away. So I guess that's the thing. Well, yeah, just because she's at home.
Falling apart. Maybe I should just let my uncle have this place.
Yeah, just because she's at home, it doesn't mean we're going to have those little situations where things creak and fall and break.
They say a good test of a relationship is how well you travel together. Well, I'd say Amelia and I have passed that test with flying colours. Indeed, these last few months in Egypt have been nothing short of extraordinary. She and Roth get on like old uni chums. In fact, the two have spent more than a few nights drinking and playing cards into the wee hours. Despite her decidedly proper upbringing, Amelia's taken to roughing it more than I ever have. She fits in and connects with the local populace with such amazing empathy. Because of her, I've had a bit of an unexpected breakthrough in my research. She managed to convince an artifact dealer in Old Town to sell me a magnificent and quite unusual Tibetan scroll. From what I can tell, it seems to contain details surrounding an immortality ritual of some sort. I think it's time for me to take the next step with Amelia. In fact, I don't think I can wait any longer. I will ask for her hand tomorrow in the bright Egyptian sun amidst the dust and ruins.
I'm not surprised he asked her to marry him as soon as he got the idea.
I know it would have been a ton of extra effort, but I wish we got to see like a few little cutscenes or like memories of these events happening as well. It would have been nice, but oh well. We're just gonna have to imagine them. Yeah, more giant rats. It's just a constant of Tomb Raider. They're everywhere. It's a rat's world.
Amelia, I know we have had our differences in recent years. I've tried my best to keep an open mind about your relationship with Richard, but I just can't let you go on this ill-conceived expedition without saying my piece. You say Richard's theories have merit. You say that he may have actually stumbled upon some mythic, unknown truth, but I have seen nothing to support such claims. And while your word may have been enough in times past, I cannot let you squander away what remains of your name and reputation, and that of our family, truth be told, on some damned foolish crusade. I intend to go to Richard's investors and let them know exactly how he's spending their money, but I want to give you a chance to put a stop to this yourself. Please, don't go to Tibet. If not for me, at least for Lara.
Oh man, using Lara to guilt trip her. He's a piece of work. Okay, this place is creepy as so.
Still just as creepy as I remember.
Yeah. Winston! Where you at? What? I'm guessing Winston's probably dead. At least they read the letters fairly quickly. Like some of the people that read these documents, they read them so slowly, but at least Atlas and stuff read them pretty quick. So it's bearable.
My lord, I hope this missive finds you on a successful expedition and in good health. Before I bore you with estate affairs, I wanted to let you know that our little angel has been into some mischief. As always, I indulged her in our usual game of chess. Over the course of the game, she broached the subject of her mother. She's having trouble remembering her now, and wanted to enter her ladyship's atelier, which you sealed off, to play on her mother's piano. It enraged her when she wasn't allowed to go in, of course. For someone so young, she has such strong emotions. Later in the day, she set a trap for me in the walk-in freezer, of all places.
Fantastic.
Before I knew what was happening, I found myself locked inside. Mrs. Sheffield discovered me an hour later, shivering and somewhat peeved. It took us an additional hour to find Lara in the grounds. I know all her hiding places, of course, but this time she really did not want to be found. Call it years of observation, but I can tell when she's out of sorts. My lord, if I may be so bold, she misses you fiercely. She is lonely for her father. Please consider a call as soon as you are able.
Poor Winston. I remember being so angry. He was always so patient with me.
Winston, man, such a legend. They picked a great voice actor for him as well. I love Winston's voice. But yeah, I love that it references the whole locking him in the pantry, the freezer thing. That's hilarious.
King to Queen 1. I'm going to win this time, Winston.
Clever girl. But you should know by now, winning isn't everything. Queen to King's Bishop 6. Check.
Easy for you to say. You always win. Knight takes Queen.
What I mean to say is try to enjoy the journey, Lara. Don't rush to victory. Bishop to King 7.
I know, Winston. I just want... Oh no! I didn't even see that!
You should also know by now, I'm not to be trifled with on this board, young lady. Mate.
Oh, I am going to win. Someday.
Legend, man. Replace trifled with fucked. It would have been perfect. Oh, come on, Lara. Damn it. Yeah, so these are all crowbar jobs, I'm assuming. Maybe this one's not locked. I'll try. Okay, both locked. So yeah, we're starting to slowly see a little bit. I guess once Amelia died as well, you know, for Richard, I guess he just spent more and more time. He dived even more deeply into his research and his expeditions, even at the expense of his relationship with Lara.
I would play chess with our old butler Winston on this board. Never could beat him. I always chose white. Maybe if I let him go first once in a while, I might have won.
Don't fuck with Winston, man. Okay, let's keep going.
I'm at a crossroads now. Good Lord, that's such a cliche. But there's truth in it. 2 roads before me. Both present joy and compromise. A life with Richard, adventure, intellectual pursuit, perhaps a new family. But also a man obsessed with something I cannot understand. Or a life of obligation, upholding the de Mornay name, embracing our traditions, not losing the family that raised me. Oh, this really is a rubbish choice. I don't want to lose them, but I love the life I've started to build with Richard. He comes with his own difficulties, but I can accept them. Will it be enough?
Everything is almost ready for Mistress Lara's birthday expedition surprise. It's been a bit of an all-hands-on-deck effort organizing the affair and keeping it secret. She's obsessed with Egypt, memorizing hieroglyphs and ancient Egyptian districts, so she'll be delighted with what Lord Croft has come up with. This will be good for her. She's been acting up of late, but I know she's just craving more of her father's attention. He's been so buried in his research. It'll be a nice moment for the two of them to reconnect. And I do believe he needs it as much as she does.
Okay, just quickly... It's glowing, but I can't do anything from this side. Okay. Let's get this one out. Excellent. Okay, hopefully I've picked up everything so far in this little bit.
Dad loved a good bottle of wine. I can still smell his favorite Bordeaux.
I've always thought this wine connoisseur business is a bit overrated.
Dad, this is it! The basement of despair!
Indeed, Lara. Muster your courage, for this is the only path to the Library of Infinite Knowledge.
Look there! See the string?
An ancient Egyptian tripwire. The keepers of knowledge want none to disturb their treasures. We must tread carefully.
Let me lead. I know how to spot all the traps.
I'm sure you do, my darling. Lead on.
I guess when you have a house like this, you can do shit like that. Have like a giant treasure hunt inside the house, featuring Egyptian artifacts and hieroglyphs and shit. Now, this bit can get a little bit disorienting. Okay, there's something here.
My stuffed bear. I couldn't have a tomb without a mummy.
Now, is that meant to mean something? Does that just mean infinity, or is that an 8 that's kind of slipped? I don't know. Because the whole thing is about getting a combination to the safe, I guess, so... Okay, I guess it probably means infinity. Okay, I think this is just two ways to get to the same place.
One of the wire traps Winston made for my birthday expedition. Winston used my hair ribbons to make this. He and Dad put a lot of work into this birthday surprise.
It's almost like she had two dads.
Water damage from the main hall above.
Okay, here we go. Okay, there's a lot to find and read and see in the library as well. And we still don't have a crowbar. Anubis.
This bust of Anubis was from Dad's Egyptian collection. He must have put it down in the basement for our little expedition.
Don't know why I remembered that. It was just kind of just clicked for a second in my mind. Archivist map.
Plans for adding electricity to the manor. Dad used to say his granny hated all the bright lights.
What the hell? Bright lights are awesome. There's a missing page?
There's a missing page.
Yeah. Okay. I forget if that's of any relevance, that missing page. It probably is. They wouldn't put it there for nothing.
Amelia left tonight. She packed her suitcase and walked right out of here, and I didn't even notice. Like those days in the Oxford Library before we even met. I just had my nose in a book, lost in my own world. I am such a fool. I have let my obsession with this damned ritual of long life rule my better judgment for far too long, and it may already be too late. How could I have not seen this coming? I've made this mistake over and over, always putting my research before my personal life. But it's never hurt like this before. I simply cannot live without her. If I have to give up this accursed quest that has plagued me for so long, then so be it. I am going after her, right now, tonight.
Yeah, good man. He realised the error of his ways. I guess one of his biggest strengths is also obviously one of his biggest weaknesses. Alright, here we go. Just love these little kind of...
Dad's ledger has to be in here somewhere. Hopefully it has the combination to the safe.
I love these little, like... they're not really dust, they don't really look like dust, but it reminds me a little bit of The Last of Us when you go into the areas with the spores. Okay, there's a lot in here. Let's see.
I always accepted that Richard's rather unorthodox research was just something I had to live with. But this time, the thrill of discovery has taken hold of me. I never imagined I could be drawn in this way. Richard cabled to tell me he's found the monastery. The symbol we deciphered in the scroll was the key to its location. I don't know if I honestly believe that this will lead to the fabled elixir of life, but I can't help but feel that a great secret awaits us there. My brother was threatening to shut down the expedition, but I managed to talk him down for the time being. Now I am going to meet Richard. I would bring Lara if I could, but she's still too young. She'll be in good hands with Winston, and when we return, her parents might just be a bit more famous.
Okay, let's not get involved with that yet.
This music is familiar. It's beautiful.
Where's this guy's helmet?
It appears Sir Reginald's helmet fell off. Or didn't I put it back properly?
It's getting all Bioshock up in here. No, master key, okay, fine.
I've created a clever little map for Lara's birthday expedition. I used the invisible ink Amelia picked up for me in Morocco so many years ago. At the time, I remember being so annoyed by that rather aggressive street vendor, but she just smiled in her sunny way and paid him without a second thought. I assumed it was just a tourist scam, but it actually works. Turns out it requires a very specific kind of vellum and a heat source to illuminate the ink after it's dried. It should prove a nice challenge for Lara to puzzle out.
If anything, that we probably shouldn't have had that recording so we could try and puzzle it out ourselves, but maybe it would have been too difficult.
For God's sake, memorize the combination, you fool. Lara's expedition treasure, my favorite painting by Amelia, the day of our wedding anniversary.
Okay, so first, that's like the first time we've got something that points towards the clues.
Okay, got to find those objects to figure out the combination to the safe. There's something else here. Dad's lighter. I don't remember him ever using it, though. The Croft family crest and initials BC. I wonder if this belonged to my grandfather.
Oh yeah, Benjamin. Oh yeah, I needed the heat source.
Okay, should be able to light the fireplace now.
Okay, cool. Is this that?
This is my handiwork. I used to love drawing pictures of tigers.
I used to draw pictures of big cats as well, to be honest. I've got like a cheetah picture from when I was like 10, 12.
Spent so many hours in here, reading, dreaming of my own adventures.
Okay, what else we got? Let's climb up here first. Ah, yes. Where do I need to put it this way.
Took quite a tumble off of this old thing when I was a girl. Still feel it in the shoulder from time to time.
Ah, I'm supposed to go the other way. Come on, man, you just made it long-winded. Can I not just do this? You see, Miss Lara Croft that can climb up mountains with almost no help. This is too much for her to deal with right now. I hate when games do this. They like break their own rules. There's no reason she shouldn't be able to climb that. Anyway. Let's do it the long-winded way.
Blank, except for the image of a key.
Excellent, that's where the master key is, okay. We'll be needing
I
that.
remember this map now. It leads to the master key, but we made it with a special kind of invisible ink. It could only be seen with the heat of a fire. I think I stashed one of Winston's master keys in here when I was a kid.
Alright, let's light shit up.
This should help me read the map. I can see the map. Looks like the key is hidden under a trunk near the bookcase.
Okay.
X marks the spot, as they say.
Alright, let's check out these final bits of documents and relics before we move on.
One of Winston's notes. He always hid sweets for me to find.
That's what I mean, Winston was the dude, man.
I remember this now.
Ah, yes.
Each district in ancient Egypt had a symbol and a number. I always preferred these symbols to the actual number hieroglyphs.
Okay, that's gonna...
Now, let me see. These two myths are referencing the same source material. But where did I see this image?
Dad, I think it's this one, in the chapter on Egyptian districts.
Why, yes, I think you're right, Lara.
I remember the page with the illustration of Ra.
My goodness, you've been paying attention, haven't you? This could be an important breakthrough.
Does this mean I'm your research assistant?
That and more, my darling girl.
Takes me back. This was always one of my favorite books in this library. I used to trace hieroglyphs. Those were good times. The best times.
Okay, at least she got to finish what she was saying. I was a bit worried that it was going to get completely cut off. Okay, let's listen to this.
I've reached the monastery. As Roth predicted, it was hidden deep in the Himalayas. And now that I'm standing on these high stone walls, I am overwhelmed by the sheer beauty of the mountains that surround me. It is simply breathtaking. But what adds to their spiritual majesty is the truth of this place. The monks welcomed me, as is their way, but they seemed to expect me. They must have known someone like me would eventually come seeking answers. I know this is the place. They've conducted the ritual before. I have seen the evidence, the distinctive symbols carved into the floors, the art displayed on the inner chamber's walls. They've created the elixir before, and they will again if I can convince them. I sent Amelia a message straight away. I want her by my side for this discovery.
I forget about this whole elixir thing. Obviously, it didn't end very well,
I
but...
was looking for an elixir. Was it the elixir of life?
Well, yes, of course, but... I don't remember how that story ended, if we've ever heard it at any point in the game or in any other games. I don't know. Okay, let's move this. There we go. Do I need the crowbar to open it or something? Hope not.
The master key. This should get me into the West Wing.
Excellent. And it will get me into a lot of other doors as well. It's like 10 different doors that are protected.
Alright. This should open most rooms in the manor, including the forbidden west wing.
Okay. In order to get up there, this might be a good way to do it. That's an example of something that I can open up now.
The Pharaoh's crown from my birthday treasure hunt. How old was I again? 6? 8? I think this hieroglyph corresponds to a number, but which one?
Okay, I took a photo of that document. Lara's Expedition Treasure. Favorite painter of Amelia, day of our wedding anniversary. Okay. I need to take a picture of that document as well for quick reference. Hieroglyphs worksheet.
I remember this now. Each district in ancient Egypt had a symbol and a number. I always preferred these symbols to the actual number hieroglyphs.
Okay, so I'm going to take a photo of this as well. I can't be asked to navigate through this menu every single time.
The Pharaoh's crown from my birthday treasure hunt.
Okay.
How old was I again? 6?
Let's take a
8?
look. What number does this correspond to? Number 5. So she thinks she was 6, but I guess she was 5. Okay. So that much we know. In fact, I may jot down this number 5. Because I don't want to waste time trying to figure out this damn thing. Okay, I've jotted 5 down. Search your main combination relics in the atelier and master bedroom. Let's go.
Okay, Dad's clues mention Mum's paintings and their anniversary. Hopefully I can find some answers in the West Wing.
Just trying to remember, was there anything else that I couldn't do? There was at least one chest type thing down here that I couldn't open. So let me check that out. I could swear there was something here. Maybe I'm not remembering it correctly. No, okay. Let's just head up to the West Wing. I'm sure something will appear. Ah, there it was. I just went to the wrong place.
The Croft family crest.
Okay. Let's head into the West Wing. Wow.
Worse than I thought.
Don't think anyone's entered this place for a long, long time.
This is strangely beautiful.
Really? This is like Last of Us 2, man. Oh.
Okay, Lara, keep it together. You're starting to see things. Mum's atelier. Dad sealed it soon after she died. He probably couldn't bear the idea of removing any of her belongings.
I need to take a screenshot because I noticed that ghosty image like just as it was starting to disappear. I need to see it again.
My lord, we all hope your work was well received at the conference and look forward to your return. As is so often the case with these missives, I wanted to call your attention to an incident involving our little angel. It seems that Lara has been the subject of some ridicule amongst the other girls at school. From what I can gather, some of the other young ladies were teasing her for being too much of a tomboy. You know how Lara can get when pushed into a corner. Let's just say they won't be bothering her again. But I do think their words have had an effect. I believe Lara has been missing her mother lately. She's begun to worry that she isn't like the other girls. And having grown up with only a father, it shouldn't come as a surprise that she has trouble relating to them. I wonder if this new friend of yours, Anna, is it? Perhaps she might prove a welcome influence. It might be worth bringing her to the manor to meet Lara. In any case, I'll let you decide the proper time to do that. Please travel home safely. Yours, Winston.
Oh, damn it, Winston. It was completely out of good intentions, but maybe he was the one that kind of sowed the seed of this whole Anna becoming a part of Richard's life type thing. Poor Winston. Let me check this side first. Which side is... I guess one side is the master bedroom, one side is the atelier. Nothing. Something.
With Amelia gone, the manor is a different place. A dimness pervades, a quiet I can't stand. Even though Lara is too young to understand what has happened, she also senses the change. She's asked after her mother only once, and I'm afraid my reaction must have terrified her. I will need Winston more than ever these next few months to help look after her. I never quite realized how much grief can consume a man, but I am utterly consumed. I know I can't escape the pain, but I will try my damnedest to avoid it. I will seal the West Wing for as long as I live in this place. It will remain exactly as Amelia left it. Perhaps someday Lara can find her own answers there.
So maybe his whole... But then again, he was already searching for immortality before Amelia died. So I was thinking maybe his whole thing, like, the reason he came so much more obsessed was he wanted to find a way to somehow bring Amelia back or something. I don't know. Okay. Search master bedroom for remaining clues.
I believe it took this trip to push me over the edge. I've been able to see Richard in his element, seeing him at his best and his worst. I've experienced the purity and chaos of his passion, and I came to realize I want his passion in my life every day. So it's done. Richard wanted to wait another 4 days until my birthday, but I wouldn't have it. Once I make a decision, I prefer to get on with it. So we found a small chapel in Luxor that was just right. And with Roth and the others at our side, we married as the sun set over this remarkable land. Mother will never forgive me. Atlas will forever resent me. But I don't care anymore. I'm free of de Mornay obligations. Free to pursue my own passions and live my life surrounded by those who will encourage and challenge me. I'm excited for the future, whatever it may bring. Tomorrow, Richard and I return home to London as the Crofts, forging our path together.
Again, so well read. So here, there's a reason why another 4 days till my birthday is in such big letters, because it says that one of the clues is the day of our wedding anniversary. So, yeah, the wedding anniversary is 4 days before her birthday. So I think that's going to be important for us. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, what's this?
Mum's wedding ring.
Holy
I
shit.
always wondered what happened to it.
That seems like the kind of thing that should be passed down, no?
The inscription is faded.
Ah, shit. I thought maybe it would have had a date on there. Does it say yours, the last word? Yeah. Something like maybe wholly yours or truly yours, something like that. She should have at least tried. Even I could have got the last word, so...
I am bursting with pride. Amelia is with child. It is amazing how everything in life can change with such a simple event. Obviously, we don't know the gender, but already we've discussed possible names. Perhaps Benjamin, after my grandfather? Or maybe Griffin. He was more infamous at Croft than even me. No, Amelia wouldn't have it. Besides, she's certain it's a girl. She favours a classic such as Scarlet or Kate, though I've made some headway with Lara. A subtle nod to the sun god Ra, and our days in Egypt, where certainly this child was conceived. I find myself thinking about this new life we've created, of how much she might be like us. For all my research into myths of immortality, I may have ignored the most obvious answer to the questions that plague me. We live on through our progeny, our genes, DNA, experiences passed through the generations. Perhaps this is the simple truth of eternal life, and I've just been too stubborn to accept it.
Dad may have discovered the secret to immortality without even knowing it.
Yeah, it's getting all Metal Gear Solid 2 philosophy up in here.
Amelia would not have approved. That alone should have been the end of it. But I am, as God made me, a stubborn fool. I locked all the West Wing's doors, and I shall not open them again until either my life or my obstinacy comes to an end. The night before, Roth told me I would someday change my mind. Like a broken arm cast in plaster, he said. The wound would heal, and we would someday shed the bandages to be whole again. The metaphor made me furious. The clumsy way he cast our loss off as nothing more than an inconvenience. There is wisdom in his rough words, but I've done what I must. Perhaps one day, Lara will throw back the doors to let the sun shine in again. Maybe she will find her own sense of peace in this place.
At least that old thing still works.
Yeah, I guess everyone's different with these kind of things. Some people might indeed find peace. Like, if this place was completely restored, she would like being here. But for some people, maybe emotionally, it would just be too weird for them. Like the fact that this was the place where her mother lived, kind of, and her parents were happy together. I don't know, maybe she'll bring back the kind of peace and happiness that used to be here, but on the other hand, she might just want to get away from it.
After everything Atlas has done, how could you tell him about the expedition?
It's just all been too much. I needed to talk to someone. He's still my brother.
I don't trust him.
You don't have to, Richard, but please, trust me.
I'm sorry, my dear, but I know him. He'll take it to the papers. The investors will pull out.
Then go. Without me. Tonight. I will take care of Atlas. And then meet you in Tibet next week.
I was so young, but I still remember that terrible argument. It wasn't always an easy road for my parents.
Damn, Atlas.
I think this was Dad's pocket watch. Looks like it stopped precisely at midnight.
Don't know if that's of any significance, but...
This is Dad. I suppose it's a family tradition, but I can't imagine having one of these made of me.
Oh, it doesn't seem like it really looks a lot like him, but okay, fair play. I thought it was like Uncle Archibald from 1912, but I guess not. Okay, 2 or 3 more things here.
I remember this. Dad gave it to Mum on her birthday.
There we go. That's the date. Why is it not vibrating?
October 13th, Mum's birthday.
Okay, so this would mean that they got married on the 9th of October. I'm just jotting this down in case I forget. 9th of October is the birthday, and anniversary is the 13th. Is that a Friday, I wonder? Maybe it was doomed to fail from the start.
Pretty sure my parents were married in October. I think it was close to her birthday.
Yeah, because we've already got the thing about 4 days before, so we know. Ah, this is what she looks like.
Mum, on her wedding day, she looks so beautiful.
She looks old. Surely not too long after they met at university they married, so shouldn't she be like in her 20s or something? I don't know. But October's a bit obsolete at the moment, we already know.
Their anniversary was in October, but which day?
Yeah.
I can't believe I don't know this. There's got to be another clue somewhere. My mother's perfume. The smell. So familiar. I can almost remember her.
Okay. I believe this room is done now. I need to head to the paintings and take a look at favourite painting. And then I think that's the last piece of the puzzle, and we can head back to Richard's office and open that safe.
Untouched for years, exactly as she left it.
Okay, let's begin.
I stood up to my family's criticism, stood in defense of Richard and our love. But as my new life began in Croft Manor, doubt set in. How could love flourish in these cavernous halls and endless passageways? Had I made a terrible mistake? I have never been more delighted to be wrong. Richard welcomed me to the manor, my new home, with a game. It was a clue, written in jumbled words from 5 different languages, but it pointed the way forward. The next clue was a seemingly blank piece of parchment in the kitchen, where the heat of a candle revealed a message written in lemon juice. I followed each step, grinning like a child as I solved his riddles and chased the trail to its end. A white cloth stretched out on the lawn where a picnic was laid out. We laughed and ate, and my doubt vanished with the last of the morning mist. Love can and will endure.
Damn, dude, was so romantic, man. I would never be able to come up with something like that. And if someone did that to me, I'd probably be too dumb to figure it out, and it would just lose all of its effect.
You've almost got it, darling. Here, let me show you. Like this, see? Well done, Lara. Well done.
I wonder how my life would have been different had she lived.
Man, you would have been like a badass treasure hunting trio. But, you know. I haven't seen any more ghosts, which is good, because it's like 2 AM here, and my room is very dark, so jump scares would not be great right now for me. Because I don't remember that first ghost at all when I played, so it was totally unexpected for me. But because it was like quite far in the background, it wasn't a big deal. But
Mum with me as a baby. I've never seen this. Hard to believe I was ever that small.
yeah, she looks younger now. That's more like it. In her wedding one, she looks like 10 years older than this, at least.
I don't have any memory of this. I wish I could remember doing this. Mum died too young.
Indeed. Doesn't seem like the art and the painting and the drawing and all that is something that she really continued to do when she got older.
Mum's paintings. Which one was Dad's favourite?
Let's take a look. It's probably going to tell us the answer.
I returned home this afternoon to collect the last of my paintings. I suppose I should say I returned to my family's home. Atlas was there, in one of his foul moods, and even as he dripped venom for Richard with his cruel barbs, I could only laugh. To think that I once listened to my bitter brother in matters of my own happiness. My dismissal only served to infuriate him more. I left him there in Father's study, muttering to himself. On the drive back, as Winston took a longer route through the country, I looked through my paintings, Richard's favourite one among them, a simple abstract with blocks of red. I smiled, thinking about giving it to him. I was happy, and I was going home.
Blocks of red. Dad's favourite painting. Maybe something about that painting will help me figure out the combination. Okay, back to the study to open that safe.
So I mean, she seems interestingly versatile as an artist. I mean, she's got more kind of detailed, still life, like real life stuff, and she's got the abstract as well. Usually, I swear, artists are a bit more kind of They just have one style that they kind of do well, and they stick to their own thing. But I think this looks pretty cool. But this one, I'm not so sure. This isn't my kind of art. I don't like art that just looks like a child could do it technically. It's still got to have some technical difficulty to it, otherwise it doesn't really do it for me. Now, this is the painting, right? So what am I supposed to be doing here? They want me to go back. So okay, let's look at how many blocks there are. There's 4 blocks of red. So let me jot that down. Since we can't examine the painting, like look behind it, do anything like that, then I guess there's nothing more to see other than the 4 blocks of red. Okay, let's go.
I'm glad I still have so much of Mum's work.
Yeah, you can sell it now. Get enough money to repair this place. Maybe. I mean, she was going to go on that world gallery tour or whatever, so she must have been pretty good, even when she was alive. Yeah, I'm only about 2/3 of the way through the relics, or maybe a little over. So there's still a little bit to do.
Dad, what do you keep in there?
Nothing too important, Lara. Estate business and such.
If it's not important, then why bother putting it in a safe?
I should know better than to try and pull one over on you. There is something important in here. And it's for you, should you need it someday.
Well, let's hope you came through for me, Dad. Okay, found all the clues. Let's see if I can figure this out.
Okay, 5, 9, 4.
No, that's not it.
I was thinking 5 because that's the age that's on the thing. That's on her treasure hat or whatever. 9 for the 9th of October, and 4 for the number of blocks. Let's try them in a different order.
No, that didn't work. The answer has to be in the clues. No.
Okay. So there goes my first attempt.
For God's sake, memorize the...
Yeah, shut up. Okay. Lara's expedition treasure. Surely it's that crown. I mean, unless I'm reading the hieroglyphics wrong, it should be the 2 birds, right? My favourite painting by Amelia is the 4 blocks. Ah, okay, so it's 5, 4, 9. I don't think I've tried 5, 4, 9.
Not it.
I haven't tried it in the
that
order
didn't work.
he's
The
written down.
answer has to be that work.
Let's see.
It makes me happy to know that Dad kept this safe.
Is that his own handprint? Or his wife's?
No, that's not what I'm looking for.
I am numb. It is taking all my willpower to hold back the overwhelming grief.
Ah, there's a story.
Amelia's plane crashed in the mountains. She died alone in the snow.
Wait, that means that is this the plane to Tibet or something? She was going to join him in Tibet, so she never made it there, I guess?
Waiting for me to find her. Oh God, not her, not now. I cannot accept it. Life without her is too painful to imagine. I know what must be done. And I am resolved. I'm going to bring her back. Perhaps this is why I am here. Perhaps this is fate. A test of my faith in the truth I've sought for so long. Roth will fight me on this, but I can't face Lara. I can't look into her eyes unless I try. I must try to bring Amelia back. The monks are preparing the elixir now, and then we will see if all my years of hunting this truth was for naught.
Yeah, so there we go. I must have obviously remembered this whole bringing Amelia back thing from
Dad,
before.
what did you do? Dad's sequel to his first book on immortality. He never got a chance to publish it. Handwritten. This is the only copy.
eBay!
Damn, this isn't it either. I was certain there had to be a will in here. Wait, what's that? A blank page.
Yeah, of course it is.
Dad must have left this for me. It has to be important.
Okay, heat source. What, you mean to say my man didn't have a fireplace in his study? Interesting. Disappointed, Richard. So there's a fireplace downstairs, so let's go and fire that up.
A hidden message.
Okay. So I've got to go down into the depths. And it's got a chessboard there, so surely... Okay. I think I know where that is. I'm wondering where the crowbar comes from though. I mean, I still haven't gotten access to that yet. Okay. Let's go back to the underground bit, the servant's passage. Wait. Is this just a shortcut to the library or something? Where is this?
Mistress Lara, I took the liberty of preparing a tray, as dinner did not go according to plans. I've included, in addition to your meal, a few treats. I would appreciate it if you kept this between us, but I felt tonight called for something special. If you will forgive me the indulgence, your rapid exit from the dinner table had me concerned, and I wanted to impart something that I hope sets your mind at ease. I have known your father for quite some time. There is an intensity to his passion that can be frightening, but I recognize that same passion in you. You're more like him than you know. Never doubt that he loves you more than his research, more than his artifacts, more than anything in this world. Storms pass, and tomorrow will be clear and blue again. When you have finished, please leave the tray outside. Be well. Yours, Winston.
Whatever happened to Winston, man? Do we ever find that out? I wonder. Ah, okay. This leads back to here. Alright, cool. This? Okay, Reginald without the helmet. Okay. Alright. Let's head back here. Now, it should be around here. Is there something that needed a master key here? Like a box or something? No. Okay, I believe it's here. Oh shit. Another one? I'm missing a clue. It's not going to be the same one, is it? Shit. Okay. Let's check the blank letter.
A hidden message.
Ah, okay.
What are these strange marks? They have to be some kind of clue.
Okay, let's rotate them correctly. Okay. Let me get my phone out and check these symbols. Gotta use technology whenever you can, man. Okay. We've got the little kind of smiley face looking thing. 1, 4, and 2. Let's try 1, 4, 2. Brilliant. Okay, here we go. I think we're heading towards the finale now. Yeah, we've got a fair few relics.
Damn, locked in. Did Dad build all of this just to keep his research safe?
The hidden truth. Okay, let's start investigating.
The renovations are proceeding in secret. The work crew Roth hired for the job have been paid handsomely to keep the details of the job out of the records, so I'm fairly confident no word will get out about what I'm doing. I've been careless with presenting my findings, attracting all the wrong sorts of attention. Roth thinks I'm being paranoid by building this secret vault, but I know I'm being watched. My work is too important and potentially too dangerous. It can't fall into the wrong hands. I need a secure place to keep it all safe.
That sounds very wise, given his position. Ah, it's the third... Well, it's the second page.
It's a missing page from the renovation plans. They didn't want anyone outside the family knowing about this crypt.
Yeah, trust someone like Richard to have a crypt built.
Might be able to use
Yay.
this to access other parts of the manor.
Excellent.
There's an inscription. This is the Croft universe. Our knowledge is to the east, our respite to the west. Our future is to the south, our past is to the north.
Okay.
Our past to the north. Could there be something else beneath the manor?
Could be a bit of this. Okay. Let's get a few other things here. I think we're doing fairly well with the documents and relics now.
Dad's collected knowledge. There must be so many secrets hidden in here.
Yeah, enough for like 10 more games.
Richard, I tried to see you in person last week, but your manservant hustled me away like some common tout peddling silverware. He told me you are heartbroken and you're not yet ready to see visitors. He told me you blame yourself for your loss. Well, to that, I say you had damn well better. I hope it hurts. I hope every moment of your life from this day forward is a ringing echo of loss. I hope you live just long enough to feel that pain grow when you hoped it would diminish, because you earned it. You stole Amelia from us. You ruined her reputation and poisoned her mind with a fantasy for children. In the end, you might as well have choked the life from her with your own hands. Do not contact me again, ever. But you must make arrangements for the future of your daughter. Have you considered perhaps it would be better if you followed Amelia sooner rather than later? As Lara's legal guardian, perhaps I could erase some of the damage you've already done to the poor girl. If not, I will do everything in my power to see to it that the Croft name is forgotten. Lara deserves better than you. So did Amelia. And so do we all. Atlas.
Whew. That is scathing, man. Imagine you're Richard, you've just lost the love of your life, and you read a letter like this. Holy moly. Could have killed himself right there and then.
This was part of a set of statues Dad found in China. He thought it was linked to the Temple of Xian. Perhaps I should look into it someday.
Well, there's another Tomb Raider game for you, if it hasn't been discussed already. I don't think this temple was in the first Tomb Raider reboot, the one that chronologically comes after this, was it? I don't know. Or maybe it was in some other Tomb Raider game. There's been enough of them.
It's over. I have done all that I could, and my Amelia is still cold and dead. Roth first scowled at my designs. Then he pleaded with me not to go through with the ritual. Not because he feared it might work, but because he feared what I might do when it failed. And it has failed. There is no doubt in that. I prepared everything according to my research. When I dropped the stone into the elixir and held it to her lips, I thought for the barest moment that it had worked. The hour was midnight, and my pocket watch stopped inexplicably. There was a charge in the air like the moment before a lightning strike. For a heartbeat, I imagined that my life was being drawn from me, as one empties a glass in order to be poured back into Amelia. I would have welcomed death if the last thing I saw were her eyes, clear and alive again. But the moment passed. Amelia is still dead, and I was no Orpheus. We will return to the manor and lay her to rest. I owe her that much.
Wow. So,
You brought her home. She's here, somewhere.
wow. So her mother's grave, corpse, whatever you want to call it, is here, but Lara had no idea. That's pretty insane. And this elixir that her father found turned out to not do the trick. So Lara's kind of one-upped him. I mean, she found like a legitimate thing, like this divine source thing. It really does grant immortality. So she's already gone further than her father ever went in his illustrious career.
Dad's Tibetan scroll. I remember he used to pore over this late into the night.
So let's go ahead and try and solve this final little mystery and find the grave of Amelia Croft.
Hi, Dad. So I know I only just returned to school, but when can I come out to the dig site again? It's just so boring here. We're doing all the stuff I already read last summer. I always end up staring out the window and thinking about our expeditions, and then I'm yelled at for daydreaming. I promise I'll be good and not disturb you and just work wherever you tell me. I just miss it, Dad. And I miss you.
Yeah, she had it pretty rough, man. Oh, it's this bit, okay. Okay, we're back here again. Okay. Is there anything needed with like crowbar stuff here? How are we doing? 48 of 54. Very, very close to making it, but I want to get to the crowbar bits near the chessboard. I want to check those out before I finish this thing up. I don't really remember what else needed a crowbar. These are the only ones that's clear in my mind. What, empty? Come on. Alright, here's one.
Lord Croft is resolved to seal the west wing of the manor. I try to talk sense into him, but he will not be swayed. And to make matters worse, I believe his experiences in Tibet have only further fueled the fire of his obsession. He's now up at all hours in his study, researching God knows what. And poor Lara, she is so confused. Too young to understand the tragedy that has befallen this great house. My dearest hope is that Lord Croft will emerge from his grief and embrace fatherhood and the love of his daughter. But I fear he may give in to his obsessive nature, that which Lady Amelia tempered in him so well. In any case, I will be a rock for young Lara. She will never sense tragedy and sorrow in me, only the love and support she deserves.
And that is Winston in a nutshell. Surprised you didn't have a comment after that. I seem to remember there was something here as well. There was a locker or something that needed a crowbar. If not, I'll edit it out, but I think there was. I hope I'm not wrong. Damn it. It's this one. Maybe that's the one that I thought. Shit. Okay, fine. Well, that was a waste. Now, in order to solve the sundial thing, I've got to head back to the main living area. I honestly feel like there were more crowbar things, but I'm not remembering them. Okay, fine. Alright, let's go ahead and finish this. And whichever ones I haven't been able to get, we'll have to leave them out. Otherwise, like I said, it will just drag on and on. Unless the crowbar can get through some of these things or something. No. Okay.
Our knowledge is to the east, our respite to the west. Our future is to the south, our past is to the north.
The north remembers. Let's do it. Don't think there's anything left on this floor either. So I mean, was there no other way to get into this crypt? He just made it one time and just sealed it forever? That's a bit weird. Or maybe there's a mechanism. This was not working anymore. Yeah, would have had candles and shit, so I guess it's somewhere he would go to. There we go.
Incredible. This crypt was here all along.
Yep, so you raided all them tombs, but you had no idea that there was one right underneath you. Your whole life.
I expected a sort of crushing finality to grip me when we returned to the manor to lay Amelia to rest. Indeed, once the last of my funereal duties were performed, I fully believed that I would crumple to the ground next to her and expire, not from grief, but succumbing to the terrible exhaustion of the last few weeks. Instead, as the mausoleum stones slid into place, I felt a sort of peace and energy, one that I confess caught me entirely off guard. This was not the terminus of our story, and I was a fool to think so. Her body may be gone, but her spirit still resides here, in the manor, in me, in Lara. Her soul is forever twined with mine, and death is just a momentary interruption. I walked out of that cold quiet into a sunlight that burned my eyes, and I have never been more sure. Death is not the end, and there is work yet to do.
So death is the next great adventure. And there it is. This is one crypt that we don't want to be prying open with a crowbar. Let me just see if there's any other things here. Oh, almost missed it.
My great-grandmother Rose, nicknamed the Golden Rose for her perfect reputation. I wonder what she would have thought of me.
I don't think you really care. Okay, so there's a final document over there. Before I read it and conclude
My God,
this.
can it be? Dad, You did bring her home.
Well, yeah, of course he did, based on everything we read. Okay, I think that's it. So, here is Emilia Croft, and we have some final words.
My dearest Lara, it is difficult to write this, knowing these may only ever be words on a page to you. I wonder if you will remember my voice. Will you remember the way we used to play and laugh? Will you remember me comforting you when you were sad? Know that I'm still with you, Lara. My energy, my love. It's within you. It always will be. Use that energy to pursue your passions in life. Never let others determine your journey. You become who you are through your choices, through the love you give and the promises you keep. I hope you are happy, that you are loved and successful in whatever it is you choose to do. I am proud of you, my darling. Remember me, with all my love, your mother.
Oh, so there it is, the emotional ending of Blood Ties. I thought that was really nice, man. I thought it was a really, really good idea to have
What's
as a
this?
DLC.
A letter.
So, having sorted out the mystery of the manor, we have a letter.
Lara, I have received the notarized affidavit confirming Amelia's grave and the discovery of the burial crypt within the manor premises. While I can't fathom why your father would hide your mother's fate from her own family, I cannot deny that any legal claims I may have had on the estate are now null and void. Croft Manor and the remainder of your father's assets are now yours in perpetuity to do with as you wish. If there comes a time when you require assistance in managing the estate, I hope you will consider contacting me to retain my services. Sincerely, your uncle.
And now it's your uncle. Fuck you, Atlas.
I've been so focused on defying my uncle, of fighting to keep his hands off this manor, that I never realized how much this place actually means to me. But since I've been here, I can feel the presence of my mother and father. I sense the entire history of my family and the deep roots we have in this place. I want to honor my parents. I want to honor all of my ancestors. The Croft family may be all but destroyed, but I will make our name and our home great again.
Well, she started by fixing, the windows up top in 2 days, which is impressive. And she's already brought in a little generator to fire the place up. But yeah, there you go. That is Blood Ties. I'm missing 2 documents in total and 5 relics. I mean, that's not too bad. I think it's going to be too difficult for me to find them right now. But at the end of the day, it's you guys get the story. You guys get what kind of person, Lara's mother was. You've learned about Lord Croft and Amelia's relationship. You found out about Winston, Lara's childhood. So I think we've done a lot of everything. So in that sense, I think it's been successful. Like I said, I think it's a brilliant idea for a game that has such history and so many different games and so many different stories as many different stories as Tomb Raider does. I think it was a very good idea to kind of consolidate their history in this way. So pretty cool.
The broken sword I brought back from Yamatai.
Well, that's another one in the books. There's the Atlas.
The Atlas. Such an amazing piece of craftsmanship. Sophia insisted I take it home with me.
Hell yes, man. Why would you not? You mad?
I can still remember the last time I fired these.
So, the only thing I'm thinking is, she said Yamatai. Isn't Yamatai the place from the first reboot? So this is actually set like a while after the events of Rise of the Tomb Raider, I'm thinking. But I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure Yamatai was that place. I'm not sure how much later after Rise of that game happened, but whatever. But yeah, Lara has taken over the Croft Manor once again from Atlas, and she's ready to do her family proud. So on that note, I will finish it up. This is going to be the final bit of content from this game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've had a blast playing it. It's been a very good experience for me. So hopefully, I'm pretty sure that they'll bring out another Tomb Raider. Why not? They've done a perfectly good job on the 2 reboots that we've had in the last 3 years. I would say maybe next year or the year after or something, we should hopefully get another new Tomb Raider adventure that we can all enjoy. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care.